Hello everyone and welcome to my CS24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Curse of Oak Island. Rumors soar as an entourage in suits and dress pants arrive on the island. There are mysterious happenings at the Curse of Oak Island as a large number of people turned up on the island this week, dressed in suits, white shirts, and dress pants, with a fellowship of the dig having a celebration. Have they found the treasure? We'll likely have to wait for season 12 to find out for sure, but this is undoubtedly unusual behavior for Oak Island. The pace of work appears to be ramping upward, much like the temperatures on Oak Island. There has been a flurry of activity in the last few weeks, with building and digging work progressing at Smith's Cove and in the swamp. In the last week, dump trucks have also been transporting stones toward the island. They must be building something. Our information comes from the wonderful personal blog at Oak Island from the other side of the causeway and their tremendous work as they spy on the island from the edge of the mainland. In a post yesterday, the blogger pointed out that, despite soaring temperatures, some unusual-looking people have arrived on the island. They wrote, "Quite the entourage arriving on Oak Island late this afternoon. 33 degrees Celsius, 91 degrees Fahrenheit, and all dressed in suits, vests, white shirts, and dress pants. The Curse of Oak Island. Were VIP guests on the island to celebrate the discovery of treasure?" They also noted the arrival of a large bus, which was empty. They guessed the bus might have been used to shuttle the guests from the parking lot to the money pit. An exciting prospect. The blogger also pointed out that the folks didn't stay too long and that the SUV drivers treated the causeway like a racetrack, so they were clearly in a hurry. The arrival of people in suits has sparked further rumors that something big might be happening on the island. Other unusual behavior has included the closure of the Oak Island Interpretive Center and the appearance of signs on the causeway asking the public to stay away. The Curse of Oak Island fans guessed what it might all mean. One Curse of Oak Island fan suggested the clues are adding up and suggested something is afoot. They speculated that the visitors could be government officials, investors, or the media. A second fan speculated that the fellowship might have recovered the Holy Grail or the Ark of the Covenant. In a likely tongue-in-cheek comment, the fan wondered if Canada, France, or the Pope might be the first to claim ownership of the ancient Christian relics. Of course, it should be stressed that these are all unconfirmed rumors and that we'll have to wait for the start of Season 12 of The Curse of Oak Island in the fall to know for sure what is happening. Fog curled low over the trees that morning, drifting like a silent sentinel across Oak Island's narrow causeway. The ever-watchful seagulls were unusually quiet, and the heavy air clung to every surface with a charged stillness. Rick Lagina stood on the edge of the war room's deck, coffee cup warming his hand, eyes narrowed toward the main road. Something was coming. He could feel it. By 10:14 a.m., the gravel crunched beneath unfamiliar tires. A black SUV led the convoy, sleek, spotless, government-looking. Then came a second, then a third. One by one, a total of 5 high-end vehicles rolled onto the island and parked near the interpretive center. Out stepped an entourage of sharply dressed individuals. Men and women in suits, polished shoes, dress pants, some carrying briefcases, others with digital tablets already in hand. Word spread like wildfire. Within minutes, Jack Begley was on the phone with Laird Niven. Doug Crowell looked up from his maps and blinked twice. Miriam Amaral, who had just arrived to check new archaeological layers at Lot 5, muttered, "This can't be good or boring." The tension was palpable. It wasn't everyday people in Armani loafers strolled across the dig site of a 229-year-old mystery. These weren't treasure hunters. These were people used to boardrooms, legal documents, and high-level clearance. Government, corporate buyout, Discovery Channel reboot. Speculations roared through the island faster than a hurricane wind. Gary Drayton, who had just uncovered another ornate 18th-century button on Lot 32, squinted suspiciously at the new arrivals. "You don't wear Ferragamos to dig for treasure," he grumbled, switching his metal detector off. "Unless the treasure's already found." Rick called Marty. "They're here," he said, "and they didn't come for a tour." Marty, across the island at the seismic survey trailer, didn't waste a second. He hopped into the side-by-side and made his way down the trail, thoughts racing. The brothers had seen many strange things during their years on Oak Island. Odd inscriptions, cursed artifacts, foreign coins buried deep underground. But nothing like this. By the time the Liginus gathered in the war room, the entourage had already set up a makeshift base in the interpretive center, their own people speaking in hushed tones while staring at digital maps of the island projected on portable screens. Rick, always composed, opened the war room door as one of the suited individuals approached. She introduced herself crisply, Samantha Creighton, Office of Cultural and Historical Preservation, Halifax. "We've been asked to act in an advisory capacity based on a recent escalation in findings on this island." "By who?" Rick asked. "That's confidential." Of course it was. Another man, taller, older, in a gray pinstripe suit and wire-framed glasses, stepped forward. "Dr. Alan Graves. I represent a consortium of academic institutions and a private stakeholder who has chosen to remain anonymous. There is reason to believe that what you've recently discovered in the area near the garden shaft and Lot 15 could have implications far beyond Nova Scotia." Marty folded his arms. "We haven't shared anything from Lot 15. That dig's still under wraps." Graves looked at him with a thin smile. "Exactly. That comment struck like a lightning bolt. Have we been watched?" Alex Lagina whispered to Jack. Jack didn't answer. He was already moving to check the security cameras. Meanwhile, Gary had snuck into the interpretive center, casually pretending to browse the gift shop. What he saw made his jaw tighten. A high-definition scan of the parchment they'd pulled up from 97 feet on a government laptop. Next to it, an AI-enhanced rendering of an ancient map matching the topography of Oak Island, but labeled entirely in Latin and Arabic. Where had they gotten that? Back in the war room, Creighton and Graves laid it bare. "Gentlemen, what you've stumbled upon may tie into a larger network of Templar activity believed to span continents. We've identified connections in Spain, Morocco, and even the eastern coast of Brazil," Graves said. "We're not here to take over. We're here to ensure this doesn't get buried, literally or figuratively."